the money has been for Miss Envy from box number 2. And she's going to be awfully hard to beat in the Rookie Rebel. The Group 1, 75,000 to the winner. Great crowd here at the Meadows tonight. And I've enjoyed one Group 1 already. This is the second of the 3. Miss Envy in the black and white stripes will go the favourite. The green light is turned on. And the lure's on the move for the Rookie Rebel. They are set to run. Racing. Miss Envy jumped pretty well, but there was better speed out of Send Geranium. It'll lead it to the first corner. Miss Envy comes off its heels and gets to second. Dacey's Rory across to third with Vista Weird, and railing through was Valenzuela. Next in the field was Paul Petrov. They're clear on Echoes of Dad, and he's magic. Miss Envy found the front, but only just. Vista Weird's up on the outside. Behind them was a Send Geranium, then Valenzuela. Railing through was Paul Petrov, then Dacey's Rory. Miss Envy holds Vista Weird turning. Valenzuela's running on. Miss Envy's all out. She's got a lift. She does. She wins. Miss Envy won it. Photo second. Vista Weird might have just grabbed Valenzuela. The Send Geranium was fourth. Then came Paul Petrov from Echoes of Dad. Dacey's Rory dropped away. He's Magic was last. And the best bet of the year gets home in 34 and 26. Miss Envy.
Well, it's exactly the qualities that we know and love about Miss Envy. She's made a name for herself as one of the superstars of the game, Duck, because of these reasons. A bit of pace, determination, strength and class. It was all on show tonight.
Yeah, she hadn't raced for a month, and just look how she digged in there. Vista Weird's been going around every week and running his heart out as well, and she just was on the rail, getting hassled there. Ascend Geranium, that was the first surprise of the race, came out and headed her. And got a bit worried there, but just round about here, she at least found that space, and you knew that she's got the race sense that she's happy to stay out wide, so to speak, if she needs to. And then she eventually got that rail. Vista Weird just kept coming and coming and coming, but you just saw, even with that month off, she just kicked into another gear and held on and win. The fitness probably held out right that last couple of metres, but it was good enough for her to hold on and win, Nate.
Yeah, she's a star, mate, and Patch will be with a really happy Steve Shinners here. He'll be wrapped up in that, take another Group 1 back home to WA with him.
He's pumped, he's proud, he's happy, but you did say she had to do it the hard way, Steve.
Mate, yeah, so proud of him. It's just a huge effort. Well done, boys. Hope they all got on the Sportsbet, boys. Nah, massive thrill, mate, and huge thanks to Cal and Jackie Greeno. It's just been, they've just looked after her for the last month, and it's been amazing. And yeah, she's just got a heart the size of a lion, and just so proud of her.
You never get used to these sort of rides and successes of which she's had, mate, but as I said before, I mean, her class, her tenacity, her decision-making, her speed, I mean, it was all on show tonight. That was the epitome of her career so far.
Yeah, it certainly was, mate. We're in trouble here.
Crystal Shitters getting involved, of course, such a team effort when it becomes to the career of this girl. As I said before, their star qualities we've known to grow and love, all on show in that performance.
Oh, mate, that's just her down to a T. As we had a few setbacks after the Sandown run, and yeah, just unbelievable. And Cal, like, he's my mentor, one of my best mates, and yeah, just couldn't be happy to share it with them. And yeah, she's just, that's her third Group 1, and yeah, just incredible. So yeah, just pretty emotional. And her great-grandmother used to hold the track record here for, what, about 9 years. So for her to win it, it's just sensational. So I better go and say hello.
Before I let you go, this feels like a stepping stone for a big campaign. What's next? Is it straight back home for the Perth Cup?
Back home for the Perth Cup, and then we'll worry about it after that. And then hope for the Sandgroper. We've got a few interested. So
give her a kiss, mate. Good job.
No worries. Thanks, buddy.
There we go, guys. He's happy, and so he should be. She's an absolute jet, this girl, and big kiss on the head's exactly what she deserves.
Yeah, absolutely, Jace. Emotional scenes there for the Shinners camp. She's just all heart, and they know it, and she just puts everything into her races there, does everything right, and just the way she kicked there late and won, she just showed what she's made of, Nate.
Yeah, she was. She had every right to most probably get run down. She hadn't had a run for a month, and as Steve touched on, had a few setbacks along the way. She was able to, begin okay. And then I think what helped her was the Vista Weird factor in 3, because he created that pocket to get up the track, and it allowed her to come off the heels of Ascend Geranium. Even though from where I stood, she almost clipped the tail of him and lost a fraction of momentum, but then she was able to show the class that she's got through the mid-race, get past him, and then just fight on like a tiger late. She wasn't letting them get past her. Venezuela up the fence late was a bit of an eye-catcher. He keeps building. He's almost turning into a 600-metre dog this preparation than what he was over 500 through the Melbourne Cup Carnival. He was outpaced last week in a prelude, And tonight he really closed off strong, and they haven't walked home. They've run home in 12:39. They weren't walking up front, but he was closing up the fence late. So there was a few knocks on Venezuela getting a Guernsey in tonight's race, but he put them to bed. That was quite a good run. Vista Weird, take nothing away from him. He's in really good form and has been for a period of time. He always seems to find one or two better here over the 600. He's a greyhound that uses a bit of the track. He's most probably not super strong at the back end of 600, but when they drop him back to 500, he really struggles to get into a formidable position to use that finish. So he's racing well for Team Daly, and no surprise to see him go good, but full credit to Miss Envy. She looked a good thing on paper. It wasn't a put-in, take-out job. We had to hold our breath for a bit, but the champion prevails in the end.
Yep. It was a little more stressful than I'd hoped for, but to show her versatility there, great insight there from Steve Shannon. It's like she's got to go to the Perth Cup, so straight back to the 500 metre, and that would be more than right up her alley. She could still be capable of winning a Perth Cup. She's just that good.
Yep, she's a gun, and credit to you, Duck. I mean, when you go as hard as what you have during the week, it's always nice when they get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. I said it was a bit more stressful than I anticipated, especially with the Centuranium.
Oh, when
somehow
she was up behind him, I thought, geez, there's going to be a roadblock here.
Yeah, it was just a bit more of a stressful map than I'd envisaged. But yeah, he's ran well too, a Centuranium too, by the way, and more than justified his spot in the field running fourth.
Yep, and Vista Weird as well. When that one-on-one battle took place, you thought, I know he's strong. She's going to be tested here, given we as much as we've seen her over this distance range, we didn't quite know what she had in the tank in that last 20.
Yeah, and you just knew at least with Vista Weird he was going to stay out on the crown of the track. So as long as Miss Envy didn't do something stupid, which she just never would because she's that good, that she would rail underneath and take that gap. We saw Nigel De Vere earlier, didn't take a big gap. Well, Miss Envy was going to take the gap.
Yeah, and she didn't have the 500 racing, but she's most probably stronger at the back end of 600, where he had the 500 metre racing over the past 4 to 6 weeks. But his 600 really does see him out. He's a really good, 575, 580 dogs. He just gives these Group 1s class runners just a fraction of luck because he tracks 3 or 4 off, and he just makes that work just a fraction harder for himself. But nonetheless, the 4 across the post have gone fantastic.
She doesn't turn 4 years of age until August, so she's done a lot, and there's a fair bit to come in 2026 as well. We spoke pre-race about the ambition from this camp to possibly step up to 700 metres, given the faith they've got in her. That run-home time, Nath, of 12:39. I mean, I'm familiar with my 5:25 run-home times here. How does a 12:39 over the 600 reflect her chances of running out 700?
Well, it's solid, but I think the preparation in's going to be the key. She had a box-to-box here on Monday. She hasn't been able to do a lot with her by the sounds of it from the Sandown run, going on what Steve said to you. Had a few setbacks since the last run a month ago. So I don't think you can judge that run home, as a dog that's fully wound up and fully fit. She did that out of sheer brilliance and sheer class factor tonight. Yep. After 3 or 4 runs under her belt, when she put that win at the board at Sandown on Melbourne Cup night, I think that was a true indication of how strong she really is. She blew up the clock on the run home on that occasion, and she was able to have the lead-up 500-metre runs through the Melbourne Cup Series prior. So I think for her to get it, she needs a good run at racing over a consistent period over 5 and then 600. But I don't even think they'll get there. As you touch, she's 3.5. She's going to get dropped back for this Perth Series, and they haven't over-raced her. She had 48 starts for 28 wins. They're not going to get 60, 70 starts. She's going to have, a life of luxury. She's going to be in the breeding barn. I don't think they'll ever get to push her to 700, even though, we all think that she can do it. It'll be one that if you want to dig into your pockets, patch and buy a pup, this bitch could have won a 5, 6 and 700 metre Group 1, if she had the opportunity. Very similar to what an Aston Rupee could have done. Like, he could have won quite easily over 500 and 600, but they never get to step him up to 600 because there's so much carrot.
Almost too good to get the opportunity.
Yeah, that's right. And you don't want to push them up there and then them not be able to run it and then try to get the freshness back in their legs to bring them back. So
Fix their rug up. Fix their rug up. Look at this.
Yeah.
Fix that up, Steve.
I think she's got one crack at a distance event, and that might be the Sandown Cup, but I'd want to see her in the Perth Cup heats, in the Perth Cup final, and then running over 600 at Cannington, building up that fitness. May's not that far away. That could be the one crack. Do I think she could, win a distance race later in the year? As you said, Nave, time's catching up now. It's probably if she was ever going to run over the 700, it's